welcome back to another great episode of the Windy City Rundown. That is Jose Contreras. I am Eric Avila, and boy, do we have a show for you today. But first, always remember to like and share our shows on your Facebook page for all your friends and family. Also, like and subscribe on our YouTube channel too as well. We want to get to 500 subscribers on our YouTube page before the NFL season starts. So please help us to accomplish that goal. We really want to get there. Thank you for all your support, love, and support. We do have a poll question up here for you guys that are on the show, so I will bring that up to you guys shortly. But like I said, like and subscribe on our YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and also on all our other social media platforms. Jose, my boy,
What up?
how you feeling?
A little sick, a little sick, but I'm here. No days
There you
off,
go.
Eric. No days off.
No days off. Yeah, well, with us, sometimes our days off are kind of, whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's another conversation for
Even,
another
even
day.
even though I have a day off tomorrow, no days off.
Must be nice. Must be nice. I unfortunately have to go to work tomorrow, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, today on today's show, we're gonna give you guys our prediction of our winners on the whole entire NFL from every single division, plus our wild card teams to make it into playoffs too as well. We will break it down. This is our early prediction too as well. We're also going to talk about Cubs Sox and two different teams, two different storylines, two different directions, and you never expected from one team and the other. Yes. Okay, go watch TV. Sorry, I have my daughter with me, guys, so she's gonna make it a special appearance. Go. Okay, go. So yes, so make sure you follow us on there too as well. Tony already on chat. What's up? Tony said, "How about them White Sox? Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're pretty exciting. They're making noise, and that's what happens when you have a season where there's no expectations and you're over exceeding them. So, but we will get to them a little later. And Jose, I did mention that today we do have a poll question out there for today. So for you guys out there for the poll question, hit number one for your answer or number two for the other answer. It's plain and simple. But today, Jose, and later on in the show, I'm gonna break it down to you. Who do you got winning the Champions League, Jose? On Saturday, my boys Arsenal against PSG on the final on Saturday. So that is the poll question. Hit number one for Arsenal, number two for PSG. Let us know. I will put my vote in right now as I speak. So you will see me.
Where do you put this at? Where do you put this at?
Just put it in the chat. Put it in the chat on YouTube. Put it in the chat on Facebook. Who do you guys have winning? Either Arsenal number one, number two. That's all you got to do. Just put in the number. That is it. Your vote will be on there too as well. We already got it. I'm already on the comment section. Jose and Tony got two. Unfortunately, I would not expect that any less from either you two guys. I am going with my heart, with my boys, the Gunners. So yeah. So please, on our YouTube page and our Facebook page, put number one or number two for your vote. That is our question. We're gonna leave that up for the whole entire day. All right, Jose, let's get to it. We're going to pick our division winners for each division this year. We're going to give us the win totals that we have on here too as well, guys. So we want you guys to follow along and tell us who are going to be your division winners. Who do you feel is or who do you feel that is going to win each division, Jose? Jose, what do you want to start? AFC or NFC?
Let's go NFC.
Let's go NFC.
Let's go NFC.
Right,
Let's go
with the NFC. Let's go with the NFC East, Jose.
East.
All right. For you, who do you feel like you got winning in that division right now on today's as of today? Who do you got winning for on the
division? As of today, Eric, I have the Dallas Cowboys winning that division. I think it's clear to say that they made vast improvements last year offensively. And I don't know what it is. I could just see that team winning the division this year. Coming back, I think offensively they're as good as anybody. I think defensively they gotten better. Yeah, Eric, that's just I don't know what it is. I think the Eagles can sometimes be a mess. We don't know how they're going to look, especially with the new offensive coordinator. The Giants. Let's not sleep on the Giants. I think the Giants have potential to make the playoffs. I just don't know how it's going to look. How Scatterboo's going to come back healthy. What Jackson Dart's going to look like. How that team chemistry is going to be. I'm not. That's still up in the air. And then the Washington Commanders are still also an unknown. So, we don't know exactly how they're going to look with Jaden Daniels coming back. And is he going to be able to hold up and play an entire season and lead his team back to the playoffs like he did in year one? So for me, it's an easy Dallas Cowboys. I think it's a close. I don't think they blow out the Eagles for the division. I think it's very close, and they win by a game.
Okay. Well, right now on the I'm on DraftKings. DraftKings right now they say that they have the Eagles. The Dallas Cowboys at 9.5 wins. They're not the favorites to win that division. But you know what, Jose? I know this is not fun. I know they're having a podcast. You got to have different opinions and whatnot. But I do agree with you on that aspect. I don't know what Philadelphia Eagles are going to be this upcoming season. Whether all the trade rumors about AJ Brown, another offensive coordinator for Jalen Hurts in that offense, how are they going to come out and show up for this entire year? Very big question mark for the Washington Commanders on the health of Jaden Daniels. Can that team pick up where they left off 2 years ago? Not last year, but 2 years ago, making that run to the NFC title game. And also the New York Giants, which, no pun intended, but they're the sleeping giants of that team. That's the team that's kind of unexpected and literally going under the radar. They have a pretty good defense up front. Obviously, you get Malik Neighbors coming back for that team. Jackson Dart looks like he could play the part as a quarterback in this league. But still, there's still a lot more questions. But the biggest offseason addition that any of the teams had was the New York Giants getting John Harbaugh into their coaching staff. So, the safe pick and the easy pick for me and for you, it is the Dallas Cowboys because, man, it's time. It's time. It's time for them to come back and go into the playoffs and have the opportunity to go and play. Not even go and play, but go and make the playoffs, make a long playoff run. Because one, Dak Prescott needs it for his legacy, for his career. But two, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They need to make a playoff appearance almost every year, just because obviously the whole America's team bullshit that they always carry on. But in retrospect, Jose, Dallas does make the playoffs a little bit more interesting for the whole entire NFC conference if they're in it. So just based off that alone, I got the Dallas Cowboys winning because I think they're probably the better team in that conference. But do you have them at over 9.5 wins? Yes.
Yeah, over 9.5. Yep. Sure do.
Okay, cool. You and I, Tony in the comments says that he has the Giants actually winning that division. I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably a decent pick. Because let's be completely honest. We can say this right now, confident, right, Jose, that the winner that's coming out of the NFC East is probably the only participant in that division, right? Is the only participant in the NFC playoffs is the winner coming out of the NFC East, correct?
No, I don't agree with that. Look, I have a hot take, Eric. I have a hot take. I have a hot take, and we can get into it. Okay. I have a hot take.
We'll see who you have.
I think the Cowboys win the division. I think the Eagles come in as a wild card. I just can't see a team that has Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, the defense they have, that offensive line.
Hey, well, let's hold on to hot for a little bit.
Yeah, I have a hot take. I do. I have a hot take.
Okay, interesting.
I think Cowboys and the Eagles both make the playoffs.
Interesting. Tony goes, as long as Jerry's not running the team, don't think so. Well, that is true. That is true, Jose, Tony. Jerry Jones has to have his input there too. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys tuning in, thank you for watching. Polls out there. Hit number 1 for Arsenal. Hit number 2 for the question of the day. Who do you got winning the Champions League if you're a soccer fan? I got Arsenal winning. Right now it says 33%. Arsenal, 67%. PSG. There's only been a couple votes, but please join us in today's poll the day. Jose, moving on to the NFC West in a division that is stacked. We have the Los Angeles Rams who made it all the way to the NFC title game. Yeah, right. You have the Seattle Seahawks defending Super healthy. And last but not least, Jose, you have the Arizona Cardinals, who might be and can be and will be the worst team in the NFL this season, or one of the worst teams in the NFL this season. So, Jose, who do you got winning coming out of the NFC West?
Out of the NFC West, I have the Seattle Seahawks winning that division. But but a really, really tight race between them and the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're neck and neck. And trust me, I wanted to pick the Niners to win the division, but you got to give respect to the champs. You know, I don't see too much of falling off from them. I think they definitely make the playoffs. I think they definitely win the division. It's a tough matchup between them and the Niners winning the division, but I think Seattle pulls it.
Okay, Seattle pulls it. This is, I think, where you and I differ. I think the Los Angeles Rams come out the winner of this division. I think they have they have a plan in mind, and that's to win the NFC West, plus also a little bit more extra at the end of the year. I really do feel like, and honestly, this is probably like the last year, Jose, where we're gonna have the Los Angeles Rams probably last hurrah, their last hurrah making the Super Bowl, or at least attempting to make the Super Bowl. And I think they're going to go down with a fight. Obviously, with an aging Matthew Stafford, the writing's on the wall. They already drafted his predecessor, and for the near future with this year's draft pick, I forgot I forgot the name who they got. They and honestly, they haven't gotten any weapons, but you still got Sean McVay. You still have Matthew Stafford playing at a high level. You saw last year that he still has it in him. And I agree, Tony and I agree right here. The Rams will win, and I agree that the Los Angeles Rams will be the team coming out of the NFC West. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Right now, the Los Angeles Rams have a plus 10.5 on DraftKings, Jose, as a win total, and for the Seattle Seahawks at 11.5. So, do you have 11.5 for your Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, I would say 11.5. I would say I would get them. Actually, I got them right there at 11. I got them
right
at 11.
I do too. Yeah, the Rams are at 10.5. I do actually have them as over 2 as well. So
you want to get my hot take?
All right, give me it. What's that? Yeah, I feel like you got hot take Tony today, huh? Hot take Tony. That's a segment we should bring in. Hot take Tony for each week.
Jose, I don't think the Rams make the playoffs this year.
Oh.
And before you guys crucify me, let me tell you why. I don't know why, but I could see Matthew Stafford getting hurt, injured, and them not making the playoffs. I just think he's he's up there in age. I'm not saying he's gonna have a bad year. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, you're probably in the toughest division.
Yeah.
In the NFC. I mean, it's between the West and the North. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals are going to be a better team than they were last year. But I don't know, Eric. I don't know. I could see, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I love Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford, and I think the Rams are a really entertaining team. But I could see them being hurt. Maybe not the whole season, but like to the point where they lost enough games to like they just can't recoup. And I think that division is going to be way too tough for the Rams. If that happens with Matthew Stafford, I think well, CP, nobody's saying the Cardinals are going to beat the Rams. All I'm saying is that with injury, the Rams don't make the playoffs because of that. That's all I'm saying. The Cardinals are going to be the worst team in the division. The Cardinals are going to be one of the bad teams. And all I'm saying is they got better this year. In my opinion, I think they're going to be a better team this year than they were last year.
Got it. Yeah, no quarterback.
I think they'll be better.
Ty Simpson would be a great successor to Stafford. I do agree. Tony says Rams and the Bears in the NFC Championship. And like I said, CP Cardinals do not have a quarterback right now. So CP put number 1 in the chat and agree with me on the question of the day: who will win the Champions League on Saturday between Arsenal and PSG? 1 for Arsenal, 2 for PSG. CP, for me, just put number 1, bro. That's all I ask. All I ask is number 1, CP. That's all I ask.
CP says
CP says, yeah, but you can make the argument for anyone, Jose. You can say the same thing for the San Francisco.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, same thing for San Francisco. And 100%, like, he's absolutely right. I think that's the one thing, too. Injuries kind of hampered the San Francisco 49ers last year. But also at the same time, they were still a good team, even with all those injuries as well. So, I mean, hey, a healthy San Francisco 49ers team, will go a long way in the NFL. Anybody? I don't think I asked you. Did I ask you a question? Do you have anybody else? Yeah,
you said
right. So we have at least two teams coming out of the NFC West, right, to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Me
Or you still
personally,
got one.
I have Seattle and the Niners coming out of the playoffs.
Ooh, Seattle and Niners. I like that, Jose.
Yeah.
So right now, Jose has the Cowboys to win the NFC East. He has the Seattle Seahawks to win the NFC West, but he also has the Eagles and the NFC for wild card, and he has the 49ers. So Jose is rounding it off real nice for his NFL prediction for the playoff prediction. Jose, we'll save the best for last and the ones that we will talk about the most right now. So let's go right now to the NFC South. It's a very, very hard division to pick. Oh, winner. Thank you, CP. I appreciate the love and support for your comment right there that you got, CP. Thank you. The NFC South is really hard to kind of get a grasp on because you don't know what team will show out. Now, last year, by default, the Carolina Panthers, with the losing record, got into the playoffs as the division winner. But again, same thing, such a toss-up. We don't know who's going to come out of the division. We do know at least for sure that it's not going to be the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints will probably be the only team that everybody will say the Atlanta Falcons are safe to say that probably won't make a difference in the NFC South. But the other three teams, the Panthers who made the playoffs last year, the Bucs who still probably have a possibility of making it with Baker Mayfield and that offense who could be hit or miss, but definitely hit most of the time. And also the Atlanta Falcons who has a very talented offensive team, but we don't know what they're going to be. So, Jose, who do you have coming out of this division and probably will be the only representative coming out of this division?
So I'm looking at each team, and I have to look at the quarterback position because it's the most important position on the field. I want to say the Panthers, but I still think Baker Mayfield is a much better quarterback than Bryce Young is. It's hard for me to not pick the Bucs. I just think this division is going to be pretty weak. I want to believe in the Falcons, but it's kind of hard because I don't believe in Penix. I want to believe the Saints got a lot better. I think Tyler Shuck's going to be a decent quarterback, but I still don't think they have enough to win the division. I think the Panthers have an overall better team. I just think the Bucs have a better quarterback, if that makes sense. So I'm torn between the Panthers and the Bucs. I think it's a close race. I think it's similar to last year where, the winner of this division doesn't have like an overwhelming big, good record. It's tough. Okay. Overall, though, I'm gonna go with the Bucs just because I think, when Baker's healthy, I think that division. I think that division's up for grabs. I think when healthy, Baker could definitely win it. You know what I mean? I think he still has enough to make a Buka as long as, let's see what Chris Godwin can give him. But they still have some good young wide receivers out of there. I think Godwin's washed, but they still have some good young wide receivers. I think running backs are decent. So yeah, I think the Bucs win the division.
Bucs win the division. Oh, you got the Bucs winning the division. I actually, for some reason, I put the Panthers down for you. So.
No. It's close. It's really close. It's really close between the Bucs and the Panthers. I just think overall Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback.
It's gonna be kind of similar, like you just said. It's gonna be kind of similar to last year, how it kind of went to the last game of the season, down to the wire. Again, maybe, possibly, hopefully not, but there's a possibility that once again the winner that's coming out of the division is gonna have a losing record, right? And that's the downfall of it because again, right, the New Orleans Saints, we don't know, but we know they're trash. The Atlanta Falcons have a lot of talent, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, to name a few, Kyle Pitts, who kind of emerged and finally looked like the Kyle Pitts that looked like it was coming out of Alabama. But again, you don't know what you're getting from Michael Penix. Isn't Tua Tagovailoa the backup there in Atlanta? I want to say. Right, again, so it's just like you don't know that part. And then obviously what you see from the Panthers, their defense is very stout. Bryce Young looks like he's getting a grasp and hold of the NFL speed that he has. He has some decent players around him. The running game was pretty good for him last year. But even on top of that, again, losing record in the Tampa Bay Bucs. I think CP said it best right here. The Panthers will win the division. Saints and Falcons will still be in flux. The Bucs trending down, getting very old. And then Tony says he's going with the Bucs in that division. It just sucks. So he's just going to go with the safe bet and taking the Tampa Bay Bucs. Again, it's a very tough division to call, dude. And to be quite honest, we might all be wrong. For somehow, some way, the New Orleans Saints might come out of nowhere and win that division somehow.
I don't think they're going to be
but again,
trash.
it's just
I think they're going to be a hard out for anyone who faces them. I don't think they're going to be trash, but they won't win a lot of games, but they'll be tough games.
Yeah, no, yeah, for real. But it's very hard because there's no. Like you could say this, right? In the NFC East, NFC North, and NFC West, there's teams that are like very dominant, right? And then you just look at the NFC South and it's just all ass. And it's like, who's gonna be the less stinky ass to make the playoffs and out of that division? Which is weird to say, but like, I mean, that's just the perfect way to put it. But for me right now, from what I know, from what I can see, from what I believe, not very much, but I do believe it just a little bit. I'm just going to say the Panthers because they were there last year. I'm not very comfortable and not confident in saying that, but Jose, I have no other choice because I have to somehow, some way pick a winner, and it's the Carolina Panthers. Speaking of a winner, we got CP in the chat. What's up, CP, man? How are you today, my boy? All right, we got you on mute, my boy. Sorry. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out this layout. My bad.
Yeah, you're on mute, CP. Apparently, I can't unmute you. You got to mute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. What's up, CP?
What's good, y'all?
What's going on? Not much, man. We're just picking the division winners from each NFL conference, from each division, should I say. We're starting with the NFC, headed into the AFC at the very end. Right now, Jose got now let me go back right here. He has the Seattle Seahawks, he has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he has the Dallas Cowboys as his winner. Any of them? And I have the Dallas Cowboys for the East, the Los Angeles Rams for the West, and the Carolina Panthers for the South. So how about you? Who do you have? Who do you agree? Which list is better? Jose's.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I got Eric. I got all the same ones as you. Cowboys win the East. I got Panthers winning the South, and you said the West. You got the Rams, right?
I got the Rams.
Yeah, that's who I got.
Perfect.
Jose, why do you think the Bucks will win the South?
I told you, like I was saying, I think it's just tough. I want to say the Panthers because I think they have an overall better team, but when I'm just looking at quarterback play, I just think Baker Mayfield's not going to have a bad a season as he did last year. I think he's going to be a little bit better. I mean, there's nowhere to go but up. You know,
I hear you. It's just like I said, their defense is just so old, bro, and it's like their O-line can't protect Baker the way they used to. So like he's been taking a lot of sacks. That's why he keeps getting injured, bro. That O-line has been letting him take a lot of hits, and I don't see how it's gonna be. I mean, yeah, they get Bucky Irvin back, but I don't see them. They didn't get any better, bro. And the Panthers got a lot better.
I'm with you. That's my only reason why I'm saying it. I trust me. I was like back and forth, and I was just like, oh, my gut is saying the Bucks, but CP, you might be swaying me to say the Panthers. Eric, switch it over. Switch it over. That's exactly how I was. I was like, fuck. I had on my notes. I'm like, I had it scratched off Panthers, Bucks. Panthers. I don't know who to pick.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm being honest, bro. They nice to watch, but they couldn't stop a nosebleed. Like I said, they lost Mike. They lost Mike Evans. They didn't address the wide receiver issue. They let Mike Evans just walk for nothing. So now you just got.
I think Tez Johnson is it Tez Johnson who they had last year, who's the I think like the stepbrother or the half brother of Bo Nix. Is that?
I think something like that's about right.
I think they have a good young wide receiver core. I think him and Mika Booker could be a good 1 and 2. And then obviously, Chris Godwin's going to be good for like 2 or 3 games before he gets hurt. But those 2-3 games he's going to produce. So I that's just my thing. I just think the Bucks are a little bit better than they were last year. But I agree. I think the Panthers do. I think they overall have a better team for sure.
Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. As always, like and share our show on your Facebook page, just like I have. And I think, CP, I think you've done it too. Hopefully you have. Share our show on your Facebook page. And also like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, guys. Help us to get to 500 subscribers before the NFL season starts. We greatly appreciate the love and support. Join us in the comment section like Tony and CP did, or also the link is in the comment section too as well. and join just like CP is doing, whether if you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Give us your opinions. Give us your winners on who do you have for this upcoming season for the division winners. And our poll question of the day, who do you have winning the Champions League on Saturday? Is it the Arsenal or is it PSG, the defending champions of the UEFA Champions League? That is the question. Hit number 1 for Arsenal in the chat. Number 2 for PSG in the chat.
Eric, you are the Arsenal guy, right?
Yep, sure.
I am the Arsenal guy. Yes, sir. Got it right there. Have it right there. Got the little flag right here. I literally pre-ordered a Arsenal flag just like the Cubs one right here. So that's going to be in full display in a couple of weeks. And then I think that's all I have. And basically all my shirts and training tops, all Arsenal. So yeah, I'm the Arsenal guy. So I'm excited. We'll dig into it a little later in the show. All right, guys, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's do it. The NFC North. Now, this one, it's going to be hard for all of us, right? To get the biasness out of our hearts and and just have a football mind about it. But let's be completely 100% honest. We all got the Bears winning the division, right?
You want me to go first?
It don't matter. Yeah, go first, Jose.
Believe it or not, I have them tied with 11-6 with the Lions. And because I said the Bears will sweep the Lions last week, the Bears win the division, baby. I have both the Bears and the Lions finishing at 11-6, but gotcha. I also have the Bears sweeping the Lions. So I am kind of looking at myself like, damn, do I really think it's gonna happen? But I already opened my mouth. So yeah, because of that, the Bears win the division.
Okay.
Yeah.
CP, agreement?
Nah. I do got the Bears making the playoffs, but with like a 11-6, 12-5 type record. But
the Lions have a better record than that? There's no way.
Yes. I mean, we forget before last year, the Lions won 15 games, bro. They went 15-2.
Yeah, but
it's not like they didn't get worse. They're getting all their guys back on defense.
No,
you still got Laporta. You still got St. Brown. You still got Jameson Williams. I see no reason Detroit can't get back to what they were. And they have an easy schedule. Like, what are we talking about?
They have an easy schedule. I agree with that. But they also lost David Montgomery. They still don't know. They still don't know what they have.
That's not that big a loss to me.
I think it is. I think Jahmyr Gibbs now having to carry the ball a lot more, having to do much more. I think you see his production just lower a little bit, believe it or not. I mean, because he's the lone back, his production is obviously going to increase, but I don't think he's going to be as good, good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's going to be as efficient as he once was.
Yeah. I hear you. It hurts them like in those short yardage situations, the goal line situations where you need like 1 or 2 yards. I mean, Montgomery will bruise his way through there and get it for you every time. And not to mention, he did take like some of the heat off Gibbs, because Gibbs, he used to get tired from all those like big 50, 60-yard runs. And then you have Montgomery come in and still do his thing. Like, the defense doesn't rest. So I hear you on that. But I just think, like, when I saw just who Detroit was playing, it was like, I see that's like they can rattle off like 7, 8 straight wins because of the way they schedule look.
Yeah, I hear you. I see it. They have a really, really easy schedule, which is why I said 11-6.
That's why I got them at 13-4.
I think they're gonna have some trap games in there.
Everybody has trap games.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I have them tied. Go Bears.
No, 100% go Bears. And you know what? It's going to be tough, right? Because as even though last week we did the meathead, win-loss record for our Chicago Bears, right? And I think I have them right here on my notes. I have them at I didn't write it down. I just get a tally mark. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got them with 12. What is it? 12-5. Got them at 12-5.
Yeah, that's why I had them.
And I'm thinking about it. I'm just like 12-5. I was like, I don't believe most of their. I don't know. I don't believe most of those wins. I really do believe somehow 10 wins just seems about right for the Chicago Bears for the season. But I don't know if those 10 wins is good enough for them to win the North, right? Like you guys
Definitely
mentioned, the Lions have the easy schedule, right? The Packers, I mean, somehow, some way, the Packers always find themselves into the playoff mix simply because they're just good enough, right? Given the news of today of Josh Jacobs, maybe that might falter or hinder them a little bit, whatever the case may be.
Hey, lock his ass up for a whole year.
Yeah, right. But
I think I saw that they dropped the case actually.
Oh, did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, interesting. We'll look upon that later, a little later. But somehow, some way, with Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, they're always in the mix, right? Minnesota Vikings, they're the wild card. We just don't know. With Kevin O'Connell at the helm, JJ McCarthy might be coming the second coming to Brett Favre or
that
Dante
defense too.
Or
wait.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm just only naming the quarterbacks from the Minnesota Vikings that I know on top of my head. Okay,
it's Kyler Murray and Kyler Murray third. Like, trust me, bro, they're done with JJ McCarthy.
9, man. Respect 9. It's Kyler Murray at 9, right?
Right. Respect 9.
No, I don't know who 9 is, bro.
But the thing is, like, we just don't know. But the scary part about it, though, CP and Jose, is the fact that let's just have this conversation, right? Let's just say Kevin O'Connell finds something in Kyler Murray and unlocks the Kyler Murray that we saw for the first 2 years at Arizona. Like, that's a scary dude, especially when you have given probably the best or one of the best wide receivers in the game and Jay Jettas as a wide receiver and TJ Hawkinson, the tight end. The running game is pretty decent. The offensive line is pretty decent. It's just kind of like, and if JJ McCarthy is not the guy, but he unlocks Kyler Murray, that team just looks more scary than the Packers and the Lions because that defense with Brian Flores is always
the defense.
It would be one of the most. I could see the Vikings in that aspect being the Chicago Bears of last year, and I hate to say that.
The receiving core too, bro. The receiving core is crazy.
Exactly, and it's just kind of like, okay, if they get that quarterback situation correct.
Look out.
This could be the Vikings winning, bro. Like I could see every team but the Packers winning this division. And I know that's not the Packers hating me. Maybe it is just a little bit, but I just don't see it enough.
No, I'm with you, bro. I think the Packers take a step back. This isn't biased at all. Like, we got to see how Parsons look coming off the injury. We got to see what's going on with Josh Jacobs. Tucker Kraft, is he going to get back to what he was? I'm not entirely sold on Green Bay.
Yeah, I know. Neither am I. And it's hard to believe a Chicago Bear fan saying that. But again, dude, like, this division is so tough. Just even giving them the win-loss record amongst ourselves, amongst the 2 games that we play against them and stuff like that. Like, it is hard. So it's for me to say like 10 wins sounds about right. 10 wins may not even get you into the playoffs because of the other 3 divisions, especially the team out west. Especially the 2 teams out west. And if Jose says that he has the Philadelphia Eagles into the playoffs along with the Dallas Cowboys, and he has the Seattle Seahawks and also the San Francisco 49ers, bro, there's like one more playoff spot.
Tough.
And it's like you really have to beat everybody in your conference to help you. Plus, you got to have some type of winning advantage or some type of winning record or tie in your division to even sniff what could possibly be the 7th spot in the playoffs.
There's a world, Eric and TP, where the Bears don't make the playoffs. There's a world where the Rams,
Seahawks,
Niners,
definitely
Eagles,
the Cowboys, NFC has become the tougher conference.
Yeah, there's a world the Bears have 10, 11 wins and still don't make the playoffs. It's possible, and that's how crazy it is. To your point, Eric. So it's not given. Obviously, I have the Bears winning division because I'm a Bears fan. If I wasn't a Bears fan, I'd probably say no. You know what I mean? Let's be real. So you know what I mean? So it's gonna be.
I'm just simply going off as like, let me read you like off some of these teams that the Lions have to play. They have to play the Saints. They have to play the Jets.
They
have to play the Cardinals. They have to play the Dolphins. They have to play the Falcons.
That's 5 wins right there.
The Titans.
That's 6. Fuck.
The Giants. I mean, they could be better, but they still got to play the Giants.
The Giants could be a trap game. For anybody.
It's a trap game, but Lions at home. I think they'll handle the Giants at home.
We'll see.
And then I'm sure they're going to find ways to pull some division wins together. That's why I say like that. Just because those teams that the Lions have to play, like it's going to be tough to see them under 11 wins just because they play like 7 or 8 bad teams.
Well, what happened last year? What happened last year in your opinion though? Because last year I feel like they were relatively healthy. You still had Jared Goff. You still had your running backs. You still had your wide receivers. Maybe defensively, you had some guys go down. But
they definitely had some guys go down on defense.
But offensively, they should have been able to go total. I mean, the Bears had a bad defense last year. Even though we led the team in takeaways, we still had teams running us over. I just think offensively they need to get back to how they were under Ben Johnson, and that's going to be a tough task for any offensive coordinator for any offense. I think we're selling short the fact of how important Ben Johnson was. It's not a coincidence that he leaves the team the first year.
When they won the 15 games when he was there.
Right. And then the next year they don't make the playoffs. The Bears make the playoffs. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there's something to it.
Yeah, we got to see if they can get back to that without him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think also the biggest question mark, keeping it in the Bears perspective too, as well as that we want more from Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. We want more from that aspect to flirt with the 4,030 touchdown pass. We want more of that, right? And it looks like they have given Caleb Williams everything he can to succeed, and Ben Johnson again. Now, granted, this is going to be the first time Caleb has the same call play, the same play sheet. Everything's better, weapons around him. But now we have to see it. And I think last year we kind of we fell in love with the motion that shit, we haven't seen football like this. Like, hell, the Bears are winning. No, it doesn't really matter. I think now we're going to see it more with a critical eye and more of a critique type of way to where it'd be like, bro, like this is your second season with him, bro. Like, why can't you get this? Why can't you get the 5-yard dig right here? Why can't you complete that? You know what I mean? Like in plays that we know that Caleb can control, obviously he throws on the field, players drop wide receivers or tight ends drops the ball. That's a whole nother conversation for the players themselves. But we want him to make the easy throws. We want him to make the easy plays. You see he throws the ball away. But now that just comes into question, okay, now the expectation is now higher. I just don't want to feel that just because the expectations are higher doesn't mean that the wins have to be high too as well, right? This NFL season is going to be so tough for the Chicago Bears because they finally have a first-place schedule, and the teams are going to be harder. And it's not going to be easy, or it's not going to be somewhat of a competitive game if they don't fix that defensive line, guys. That's the only question mark for the Chicago Bears. If they can't find a pass rusher, whether if it is Joey Bosa, whether if it is Cam Jordan, whether if it is both, whether if it is Von Miller, don't care who it is, even them coming in, guys, it doesn't give me the confidence that they have found the answer or found a way to fix that defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it could go. It's more than likely it's probably going to go that way unless I like the steps that Austin Booker has been taking. Like the way he finished those last 6 games, he had 5 sacks, hella pressures. I think Booker could end up becoming one of the best, if not the best, defensive player on the Bears for years to come. Just be on the lookout for him. Like I said, drawing a blank here. Who's the guy that plays across from Jalen Johnson? Kyler Gordon.
Oh, cool.
Kyler Gordon.
Spider-Man.
Huh?
Yeah, Kyle Gordon.
Yeah, like I said, I know what Kyler Gordon is capable of when he's healthy, and simply he just wasn't healthy all year. Like he tried to get it together by playoff time. He was getting burned in those playoff games, bro. So hopefully he can get back to that. Hopefully Jalen Johnson can prove he's still that $100 million guy. I'm not going to write them off yet. I still believe in the defense. And as far as Caleb goes, seeing what Drake May did once Mike Vrabel got there, and this is his second year in the Ben Johnson system, and his first time he doesn't have a different play call going into a new season. I'm hoping as long as Stafford don't do what he just did last year, that was fucking incredible. If Stafford just has a regular quarterback year, I see no reason Caleb Williams shouldn't be in the MVP conversation.
I agree. I think if the Bears have a chance of winning anything as far as the Super Bowl goes, Caleb has to be an MVP. He has to.
Without question.
Yeah, that 4,030 touchdowns has to be the bare minimum for him to at least sniff the MVP voting, because the only way the Bears win more than 10 games for sure if Caleb has those type of numbers at the end of the year. Tony in the comments says that they'll be scary if the coach brings out the best of Kyler Murray. 100%. I mean, that's the only thing.
He will. Kevin O'Connell, that's what he does.
Yep. So, Jose, you got the Bears, right?
Yeah.
By default.
Yeah.
CP got the Lions.
I have the Lions, yes.
And by default, I can't pick any other team besides the Chicago Bears, but it won't surprise me if they don't. But just for the sake of this segment, the Chicago Bears are my team.
And then
Jose, who's your last team in the wild card bracket?
Well, that's the thing. I have both the Bears and the Lions in the wild card. So,
that's right.
With me having the Bears win the division, I think the Lions take that 7th spot or whatever. Which is crazy because I have the Rams out and I have to justify it. That's why I say Stafford gets hurt because I don't know how to justify it.
I'm about to say you got the Rams out.
Yeah.
Even after adding Trent McDuffie and
I know he's basing this theory, CP, by the way, on
because
an
injury.
I know you got to stick with your take, man, but
look, it's because I shot myself in the foot last week about my Bears schedule, my prediction. So I'm like, fuck, I got to keep them in the playoffs. And I know the Lions are going to be up there in the playoffs. And I'm like, fuck, I do believe the Cowboys. And I'm like, how can I keep out the Eagles? And I'm like, fuck. I mean, that means one of the West has to come out. But I think the Niners are going to be better this year than both the Rams were last year. So I'm like, it has to be the Rams. And I can't shit on Seattle. They just won the Super Bowl. So
I get it, man. But
I understand.
That's what I'm saying.
If Stafford stays healthy, that take is gonna age like milk,
bro. Look, it's realistic. The Bears don't make it. The Rams do. The Bears don't.
For sure, definitely.
It'll be even realistic again, like you said. There's a universe out there where the Vikings.
There's 3 wild card teams, right?
Yes, 3 wild cards. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, Jose might be right, bro.
I know. That's crazy. Crazy to think. It's crazy to think, but it's a possibility.
But that's why I say Stafford has to get hurt because otherwise it's not going to happen. otherwise the Rams
sound like he praying on it, bro.
Otherwise the Rams get in and then the Bears are out, bro. Because there's no way.
As always, before the season starts, we will revise our win-loss records for the Chicago Bears, and 2, revise our predictions for the NFC winners and the AFC winners too as well, along with the playoff prediction. But right now, Jose and I'll just give you Jose's. Jose has the Cowboys winning the East, Seattle winning the West, the Bucs winning the South, and the Chicago Bears winning the North, with the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions in no particular order as the wild card. Jose and I agree on the Cowboys. We disagree. I got the Rams in the West. I got the Panthers for the South, where we disagree. We agree on the Bears. And I have the Seattle Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, and the San Francisco 49ers. So there's a nice little mix of teams that are not making the playoffs for this season for both of us. And again, we'll revise it right the week before the season starts. We'll revise everything from the wins, losses to the division winners. So now we got the NFC done. But before that, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching us. Please like and share our show on your Facebook page. Also, go into our YouTube channel too as well. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell on both pages to get notified when we are live, 7 o'clock every Wednesday here on Facebook and on YouTube. We want to reach up to 500 subscribers before the NFL season starts. All right, let's get to the fun part. Let's start off with the AFC East. CP, let's start with you, man. Who do you got coming out of the AFC East?
That's Patriots, Jets, Bills, and
Dolphins.
And Dolphins. Okay, so assuming AJ Brown goes to the Patriots, if he goes there, my pick would probably be the Patriots. Assuming he goes there, which for all intended purposes, they say he'll be there in a few days, so we'll see. But if he doesn't, I'm not so sure. Maybe Buffalo. Buffalo didn't really address their defense. That's why I'm having a hard time rocking with them right now.
Yeah.
They didn't really and they were getting cooked a lot last year, bro. So I don't see why it would be any different. So right now, as of this moment, I got the Patriots winning the AFC East.
Jose?
I got the Bills. I think remember this is Sean McDermott's first year as a head coach, but I think as a play caller, he's as good as anybody.
You mean Joe Brady, right?
Yeah. Who did I say? Sean McDermott? My bad.
Yeah, that's who lost the job.
Yeah, that's who lost the job. My apologies. I'm sick. Joe Brady. This is Joe Brady's first year as a head coach.
We understood.
Yeah. Joe Brady's first year as a head coach. I think he was a good offensive play caller. I think with the addition of DJ Moore, that offense is going to only get better. I agree with CP that defensively though they have a lot to work on, and I could see them picking up some guys during the offseason, but we'll see. But the thing about the Patriots is they had the easiest schedule last year.
That's true.
Not so much this year. And I just feel like there's a lot of distractions coming out of the offseason with their head coach. So I could see them dipping a little bit. So, and with that being said, I can see the Bills on an upward. You know what I mean? I can see the Patriots. I can still see the Patriots in the playoffs. I just think the Bills win the division.
I hear you on that, but it just seems like Mike Vrabel just don't seem like a let you dip type coach. You know what I mean? Like people, you could have said that about the Titans when he first got there. They were competitive every single year Mike Vrabel was there. And these Patriots, they're a young team. They were a young ass team last year. I don't see no reason from these young players to take a step in year 2. Will Campbell, you added to that O line. The O line is going to be even better at protecting Drake May. But I don't see why they couldn't get better.
But when you come from an off season, and we all been there, where personal life in the home front isn't as isn't as solid as it once was. Yeah. Your head might not be there. That's all I'm saying. Like, he has to fix things at home with his wife, and now he has to get.
I hear you. I don't think this type of scandal is the scandal that can break a team. Like, I could see if it was something crazy, like he got caught like doing steroids or something, or like he got caught doing some drugs or something. But like,
I don't think it's gonna break the team. All I'm saying is that competitive edge that Mike Vrabel to have might just be a little bit.
You think he's gonna lose? You think he's gonna lose that? It's not like he lost his job.
He's not getting top from Diana Rossini anymore. I mean, that's probably motivated.
that was what was helping them win this year.
That was the secret stuff that you seen in Space Jam.
Oh my God, he gonna lose the coaching powers. Okay,
I'm joking.
Man, my God, my boy
I do think with the Patriots having a way tougher schedule, and like I said, and like CP says, they need AJ Brown. They need AJ Brown to go there, and if they can, then they're gonna definitely compete for that division. I just think the Bills, don't have as much drama coming into the season than anything, so I think they have the edge.
Look, man, the Patriots need to have a hot start, and they have a semi-complicated first 4 games of the season. Start off the season with the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl matchup. Then they go home against the Steelers home opener. Then they got at Jaguars and at Buffalo. Those are the first 4 games of the New England Patriots season. Guys, if somehow, some way, and there's a world out there, guys. There is a world out there where I can envision the Patriots being 1-3. I think if they start anything below 2-2, guys, I think the season's a loss for the New England Patriots. The safe bet for me right now, if I was a betting man, and I sure do bet, and boy, do I not hit. But if I were a betting man, I would put my money right now on the safe bet on the Buffalo Bills, simply because, you got one of, if not the best quarterback in the game of Josh Allen. You gave him a new shiny toy in DJ Moore as your number 1 offensive weapon. That means everybody else can expand from Dawson Knox to Shakir to Coleman. Everybody else will just fall in line in their rightful position and that wide receiving core. You're absolutely right. Their defense is a question mark, but also at the same time, just you plug in the holes the right way. Hopefully they come out on top, but with Josh Allen, anything is possible there. So right now, my safe bet is on the Buffalo Bills. That might change later on in life, just to see where he got, but I got the Bills coming out of the AFC East.
You are right about that. That opening schedule is brutal. At Seattle, at Jacksonville, at Buffalo, like in 3 out of your like, damn, why they do the Patriots like that?
Exactly.
Right. All those seasons with the playoffs, right? All those seasons.
Right. All road games, bro. They're all road games. They get one home game against the Steelers.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like if they're anything below 2-2. It might be that might be
1-3 is on tough. But then it gets a lot easier. They get Raiders, Jets, Dolphins after that, so they could probably make up for it if they start off rough.
100% come back, yeah, for sure.
Right before they lose against the Bears on prime time on that Thursday night. Heading into the AFC North. Again, probably one of the other toughest divisions here in the AFC, where you got the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers last year. By the way, that's a nice storyline to start off this season. We won't see Aaron Rodgers after this year. Obviously, you have the Cincinnati Bengals, who, if healthy, can beat one of the most dangerous teams out there. Just we don't know what they have defensively. The Baltimore Ravens coming back, losing John Harbaugh, not making the playoffs. Probably with Todd Monken as the head coach. Can maybe that could be the spark to take the AFC back to Baltimore. And then you got the Cleveland Browns, and boy, if Cleveland was a big state or one of the top cities in the NFL, man, this would be a discussion throughout the whole entire year. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. CP, who do you have winning the AFC North?
I mean, I was thinking Baltimore for a quick minute, but then I was like, everybody was excited about them signing Trey Hendrickson. People forget, he not only was he dealing with the injuries and stuff, but he's 32 now. Yeah, I just don't like that signing. Didn't excite me. I know they basically backed out of the Max Crosby thing. I think Max Crosby would have been better for them. That's just me. But hey, I saw what the Bengals did. Not only you still got all those weapons on the offense, they traded for Dexter Lawrence. Their mindset was Dexter Lawrence is better than whatever defensive guy is in his draft. So why don't we just add him? Yep. Lord knows the Bengals haven't been too good at developing defensive players, bro. So I think they made the right move. They signed players rather than try to go get them through the draft. They got proven guys on that defense now. So hopefully that defense takes a step forward. You got a new defensive coordinator. I think if not this year, then when, bro? Because Joe Burrow, he gonna have he got every right to one out of there, bro, if they don't get it done this year. I am going with the Bengals to win the North.
Jose.
I agree. I was just like CP. The first you look at this division, the first team that stands out is Baltimore, right? Because it's always Baltimore. You still have Lamar Jackson, who's a multi MVP. I mean, how can you count him out? You can't.
Never count him out.
Right. And like I said, I hear the addition of Hendrickson. I get it. I think it's only going to help Baltimore. But at the end of the day, the Cincinnati Bengals, this is prime for them to come out of the ashes and really just take this division and have it stranglehold for the next couple of years. I think offensively they're as good as anybody in the league. They could be just as good as the Rams were last year. Think about that. Yep. As long as Joe Burrow stays healthy, this team can be the team to come out of the AFC, the surprising team to come out of the AFC. So 100%, that has to happen. And if that happens, this is their division. This is their division to lose. I think the Browns are a lot better this year. I think they're going to compete for sure. I think
drafted 2 first-round receivers.
Yeah, I can totally see them, being a team that competes in the AFC. But this has to be the Bengals year. It has to be.
You know what, guys? At first, that's where my mind was going. All right, Cincinnati Bengals. But then the more I think about it, and the more I look at it, the more convincing I got that, you know what, the Baltimore Ravens probably just might have that in them one more time. And we're like I said, probably just a nice little baby facelift, a nice little culture change, a nice little, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think it was a change of scenery that I think everybody needed. John Harbaugh ran his time. Lamar Jackson probably could have done everything that he could with John Harbaugh, who's neither a offensive coordinator nor a defensive coordinator. Now you give Lamar Jackson an offensive-minded coach. On top of that, the first-round pick, I think they got the guard off of Penn State, I believe is the guy that they got, and then they went edge rusher to go opposite end of Trey Hendrickson. Defensively, even up the middle with Roquan, and I forgot the other dude's name right there, but they're still pretty solid. Secondary, kind of okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they also gave him weapons on top of that too. 2 wide receivers that they drafted in the 5th and 4th round, or 4th and 5th round, or 3rd and 4th round, whatever the round is. But I know they went back-to-back wide receivers. They're giving everything for Lamar Jackson to probably come out. I think you give Lamar Jackson some weapons, and you still have Showtime Lamar out there. I don't know, guys. I still feel like this is Baltimore's division to win. But can I say, is there a universe out there where the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers just ruins everything and the Pittsburgh Steelers wins the AFC North? No.
That I feel like that only happens if Joe Burrow's hurt again. Because there's no, I don't see any universe. If Joe Burrow's healthy, I see no universe. They don't want like how can a series happen? Aaron Rodgers is not going to outplay Joe Burrow. He's not going to outplay Lamar Jackson. I don't.
The Steelers, they added what wide receiver they add opposite DK Metcalf. It was a good one.
I think it was a good one.
It was. I was about to say Pickens, but it's not Pickens. That's what they traded for.
I'll find out right now. You guys go keep talking. I'll find out.
All right, it's cool. And not only on top of that, there it is. Now that I uploaded the season for the Ravens.
All right, they added Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman.
Yeah, there you go. Plus, the way how they started, it's at the Colts versus the Saints versus the Cowboys versus the Titans. Like 3 of the first 4 games are at home, and then they still got at the Falcons and at the Browns. To like
whose schedule is that?
The Ravens.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's lovely. It's lovely too. I could see a point, and I could see a few universe out there where the Ravens could be 5-1, maybe even 6-0 to start the season with everything that they have done. I'm a pick just for the sake of the podcast and just to be something different, but I actually do believe this too as well, that the Baltimore Ravens will win the AFC North. Let's keep it moving real quick. To move on to the show, AFC South, nothing really to talk about. I think another division to where you don't know what is out there, a wild card at the very most in that division, with the Houston Texans to supposedly to be the favorite, especially adding David Montgomery, getting back Tank Dell, Nico Collins healthy, another year of CJ Stroud. They actually beefed up a little bit in the offensive line. They got obviously Will Anderson on the other end on the defense. Like, this team is ready to take to the next step. It's just, what can CJ Stroud do for you? I got the Houston Texans winning the AFC South once again. Do you guys agree, or do you guys have something different? CP.
Okay, so with the thing with the Texans, bro, the numbers say they have the best defense in NFL history. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, that's what the numbers say. So if that is what you're sending out there, there's no more excuses for CJ Stroud after this year. If you get all those weapons back, you have a Super Bowl defense. If the same thing happens this year where they fizzle out because of CJ Stroud struggles, I think you got a right to start looking in the other direction, bro. This draft that's coming up, it's very QB heavy. It's some nice QBs in this upcoming draft. If CJ Stroud don't deliver this year, hey, I'm just saying it's cool to look. I think the Jags take a step back, to be honest. They lost a couple of pieces, and obviously I'm not worried about the Colts. I don't know what Daniel Jones' knees are looking like. So yeah, I'm with you, Eric. I am going with the Texans just because of how amazing that defense is, and CJ Stroud does get Tank Dell and all those other weapons back with the addition of David Montgomery. So no reason Texas shouldn't win this division.
Jose.
I don't agree. I think this is Jacksonville's division now. Don't get me wrong. I think the Texans defensively are great. I don't see them replicating those same numbers this year that they did last year. I think last year was like one of those peak years for the defense. I think they take a step back. And like you guys both said, I think CJ Stroud, like, what has he shown you? You know, you could add whoever on the offense. What has CJ Stroud shown you to confidently say, you know, he could be a better, or that offense could be better? How about that? The offense could be better than Jacksonville. I don't see it. I just think what we saw in Jacksonville was just like how we saw with the Bears. It's a sign to come for the AFC South, that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be a really good team. Really, really good team. I think offensively, they're going to be as good as anybody. I think Jacksonville takes the division, man. I think they take a step forward. That doesn't say, I'm not sitting here saying the Texans don't make the playoffs. I'm just sitting here saying, division-wise, this is Jacksonville's year.
Real quick, just to take a quick dive at the first couple games for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They start the season at home against the Browns. Then they go to Denver second week. Then they got the Patriots week 3. Then they go to Cincinnati. And then they got their back-to-back trips, back-to-back games in London with the Eagles and the Texans. That's the start.
That's tough, bro.
It's tough, but with their offense, they can win some of those games. Like they can beat the Browns.
You think they can be as good as they were on offense last year?
I think so, 100%. They didn't really lose much. They have, if anything, remember they added Jacoby Myers late in the season, and now you have a full offseason with him in that offense. with Brian Thomas, and Parker Washington. I think offensively they're going to be just as good, if not better, and they're going to steal some of those games. They're going to steal some of those games for sure.
I think CJ Stroud finally having a running, because like he hasn't really had a running game these past few years, to be honest. A lot of pressure has been put on him to just strictly deliver. And like I said, he did lose a lot of pieces. I think Montgomery being there will help take some of the heat off him, so you don't got to force him to throw 30, 40 times a game. Maybe you win with CJ Stroud throwing 20 to 25 games like Super Bowl Ravens back in 2000s, like that. Like CJ Stroud doesn't got to be like, let the defense carry you, running game, play action. That's how you win. If CJ Stroud can't be that, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford type quarterback, fine. Just let the defense carry you, run game, play action.
But when do you ever see a defense that dominant continue to be that dominant? You know what I mean? Like,
bro, they didn't lose anything, Eric, and they only added to the defense. I see no reason they take a step back. They only added to the defense. They added more pieces. I don't see why they would take a step back.
It's a good point. I guess maybe I'm just more of a believer in Jacksonville, but it's gonna be a good division between those two. And
everything played out perfectly for Jacksonville last year. That's gonna be hard to replicate, bro. It really is.
I hear you, but that's also not sleep on Indianapolis either. I think the Colts could be a sleeper team. I'm not saying they're gonna do anything. I just think Daniel Jones got hurt. If he hadn't got hurt, they could have been a little bit more scarier. That's all I'm saying.
They were trending down before he got hurt.
They
kind of were. They were starting to struggle when
he came back to reality. He came back to reality, but
yeah, he definitely did. 3 interceptions. That's the Daniel Jones we know.
But then he got hurt, and then they played decent enough without him.
Before we move on, the Texans open up the season versus the Bills versus the Bengals. They go to Indianapolis versus the Cowboys at the Texans, and then and then they go to London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are the opening.
It's tough. That's tough. But like I said, defense travels.
But majority of the games are at home. So that if there's anything to say, they're all at home. The only 2 road games that they got, well, 3 technically, is against the Jaguars, against the Titans, and against the Colts. 2 teams, especially the Titans and the Colts, that they can probably handle their business really, real easily, real comfortable. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook, on YouTube, guys. Please subscribe on our YouTube page. We want to hit the 500 subscribers before the start of the NFL season. Please do like and share on our Facebook page too as well. We're continuing with our predictions of who's going to win the division winners for the AFC and the NFC. Right now, we're heading into the AFC West. Jose, you got your boy Patrick Mahomes, right, winning the division?
Hell no.
I'm not saying that ain't his boy.
Yeah, that's definitely not my boy.
It's the Chargers guy.
I have the Broncos winning. It's sad to say, like, as much as I want to believe in the Chargers, as much as I want to say the Chargers win, I got to see it before I can believe it. It's hard.
Justin Herbert disrespect.
No. I think I'm like, I was like going back and forth to see if the Chargers even make the playoffs. I just think the AFC is going to be tough. If you tell me it this way, I believe more in the Jacksonville Jaguars right now than I do in the Los Angeles Chargers. That could change. That could 100% change. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, like I said, wins that division, which means I think the Texans still make the playoffs, and that, to me, that's what kicks the Chargers out. So I have the Broncos actually winning the division, because why not? I mean, they've only gotten better, and if Bo Nix hadn't got hurt, do the Patriots beat them? Let's be honest.
No, the Broncos would definitely be in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I agree on that part. Yeah, right. I agree on that part.
Without question.
But he said, why not? That's the one that gets you the most, is why not?
Yeah, why not?
You agree with the Broncos?
No, I don't agree with the Broncos. I got to see what Bo Nix is looking like coming off this injury. That was like a tough injury he suffered. I got to see if Denver's defense could get back to where they were. Chargers, once again, their O-line got beat up. Me picking them to win the division is strictly based off the O-line staying healthy and Justin Herbert staying. When they were upright and the O-line was healthy, the Chargers, they looked unstoppable for a quick little second, bro. They knocked off the Chiefs in that first game, and they did not look back. They were literally, man, you saw how they manhandled I think it was the Cowboys they had manhandled like they looked really good until that O-line started getting beat up. So if they can stay healthy, I'm sticking with LAC. Like I always like Jim Harbaugh. He's been one of my favorite coaches ever. I gotta see what I would have picked the Chiefs, but this whole Rice thing when he going to jail and all that stuff, like, and I can't rock with that right now. And I'm not sure about the Chiefs defense yet. So I'm sticking with the Chargers right now. I also like their schedule too.
Yeah. Guys, call me crazy. Call me crazy, but I got the Kansas City Chiefs running it back in the AFC West.
I thought you was gonna say Raiders.
Justin Fields will do enough to keep that seat nice and warm. Have the Chiefs with a winning record before Patrick Mahomes comes back facing the Seattle Seahawks on that Sunday Night Football game. I really do believe that because the schedule fits so nicely. Other than the Broncos, he has the Colts at home, the Dolphins on the road, the Raiders on the road, and the Chargers at home. I think Justin Fields would do just enough to have a 500 record before he hands it over back to Patrick Mahomes.
I think they lose to the Raiders, and don't sleep on that Raiders team. I think they get significantly better. I'm not saying because of Mendoza. I'm just saying.
Hey, he looks good right now, bro.
Right,
From what I'm seeing, he looks really good.
He does, but remember, they also have Kirk Cousins. So even if he doesn't, they have a veteran quarterback that could keep them afloat. If Eric can say Justin Fields will keep them afloat, Kirk Cousins can do it. Because remember what he was doing in Atlanta last year before the season ended. And he has a better team around him. He has a tight end that's probably the best tight end in football right now with Brock Bowers. He has running back in Ashton Genty. All I'm saying is, they beefed up their offensive line. Remember who they got from the Ravens? They have the best offensive line that came out in free agency. They still have Max Crosby. They've also made they had over 100 million cap space that they used. That team got better. It all depends on what Mendoza can do or Kirk Cousins. If he doesn't do it, Kirk Cousins is there. All I'm saying is they're going to be a tough out for anybody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you said the Chiefs going to lose to him
with Justin Fields. Yeah, with Justin Fields. Yeah.
I don't think Fields will be starting week 1.
I hope not.
Mahomes is working hard to get back there, bro.
I mean that makes my pick even better if he comes back right before for week 1. Shit, running it back in the AFC West. Shit, give me that.
I hear you though, because I don't want Mahomes having to come right out the gate and face that Denver defense right away, coming off an injury. So maybe you do have Justin Fields just play against Denver, and then you ease Mahomes back in against the Colts and the Dolphins, against the bad teams.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you. Jose, who do you have filling out your AFC wild cards?
We did all the division already, huh? Damn.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I have earlier I had
you have the Buffalo Bills. Yep. You have the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh shit.
Bills, Bengals, Jaguars,
and the Broncos.
Yes. I want to say the Texans make it in the playoffs as a wild card. I want to say I still believe the Patriots can make it as a wild card. It's hard. Yes, they had an easy schedule last year, but I do think they have a good enough team to at least make the playoffs. So I do want to say the Patriots make it in the wild card. And this is tough for me because now it's either between the Ravens, Chargers, or Chiefs. And I don't know who to pick. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know who to pick.
Pick one.
I have to pick
change
one.
It before the season.
It's hard for me. I look at all three of those teams, and how can I not pick the Ravens? I think if the Ravens come have a little bit better, I think the Ravens make the playoffs. So, which I know I'm leaving out the Chargers and the Chiefs, but fuck, that's hard. I don't know how else to say it. I think the Ravens make it in.
CP, who do you got?
Okay, so obviously, so my division winners are the Chargers, who did I have winning the South? The Chargers, the Texans, Chargers, Texans, Bengals, and Patriots. And as the wild card teams, I have the Chiefs,
the Bills, the Chiefs.
Yes, yeah. Wild card teams. I have Chiefs, Bills.
Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah, I want to say Ravens, but part of me.
The Broncos, you're leaving the Broncos out is crazy, CP.
Yeah, I don't have Denver in the playoffs, bro. Yeah. Or the
Jaguars. I can't say anything because I didn't have the Rams in it. So
yeah, no Broncos and no Jaguars.
Crazy.
So for me, for the AFC, I have the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, the Houston Texans, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Las Vegas. No, I'm just kidding. I got the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, okay.
I got the Bengals. I think so I have basically
you got the Texans out?
No, I got the Texans winning the division.
Oh, okay. So you got the Jaguars out.
I got the Jaguars out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're not sold on the Jaguars on this show.
I'm not sold on the Jaguars. I am not. I think last year was just the one and done type thing.
Yeah, that's like that same thing I'm thinking, bro. The same thing can happen to the Bears if we be in
bro
100.
Bro.
It could just as easily happen to us, bro. We've been on our high horse for a while, bro. We riding high.
We sure.
I'm just saying we can't be hurt if we take a mighty tumble this year.
Nah, dude, you're not lying. That defensive line just gives me no confidence. Gives me no hope
at all, man. I hate not being able to pressure the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I came up with 12 wins last week, bro. To be completely 100% honest.
Me neither. All enthusiasm, bro.
But it's just like
we do this to ourselves every year.
Yeah, we do this to ourselves every fucking year.
We did the opposite last year. We were talking about probably them winning like 5-6 wins. Then they go and win 11 games.
I think I had them at 9 and 8 or something like that. I
had them at like 6-7.
Yeah, I had them at 9 wins, I think, or something like that. So it was a pleasant surprise for sure.
Yeah. Poll question of the night: who I have winning in the Champions League on Saturday, Arsenal or PSG? That is the poll question of the night. We appreciate everybody joining us. We did the predictions. We will bring this back the week before the season starts of how many wins the Bears will have, plus a solidified record of our solidified picks of our division winners and wild card teams. We'll probably have like a nice little, I don't know. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with a nice little bet who has the most teams into the playoffs and pick the great division winners. We'll have a little fun with it before the season starts. We like to help you guys join us too as well. As always, like and subscribe on our YouTube page. We want to get to 500 subscribers before the season starts. Like and share our shows on Facebook. As always, join us on the comment section every single week. And also follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all those good places. Before the show ends, CP, I want to thank you. Thank you very much as always, bro, to hopping on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, a single time. We didn't get to the Cubs nor the Sox conversation, which is fine. We'll bring it up next week. Hopefully, we'll have 2 different conversations heading next week. But
hopefully, man, what is going on?
I have no idea. It's literally a tale of 2 halves. Like, how do you have 2 10-game winning streaks and the losing streak, and then they throw out the Pirates today? I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Cubs.
We're gonna call them Six Flags right now. They all over the place.
Literally. And the White Sox just look exciting. They have a nice young core.
Hey,
Murakami's a beast. Montgomery's a fucking beast.
John has been a very happy guy lately. I've been talking to him. He's happy.
Vargas is a stud.
Happy because of the Sox or the Dodgers? Which part?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's mostly because of the White Sox. Obviously, he's always happy with the Dodgers, but you get numb to that thing when your team is always that good. You get numb to it.
He doesn't claim the Dodgers until the White Sox are completely out of it. You don't see him repping nothing about the Dodgers.
Right. Let the White Sox fall 20 games under. Then you're gonna see the blue come out.
If you look at his posts online, it's all Sox. I've seen nothing about the Dodgers. It's not until the Sox are completely out of it, dog shit, and then he comes out with the Dodgers flag. You won't hear nothing Dodgers until the Sox are completely out of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Love you, John.
I feel like I know what's wrong with the Cubs. And I think what my reasoning at the beginning of the season started was like there was really no heavy hitters for the Chicago Cubs, and I think that's what's kind of faltering them right now at the moment.
I think it's the pitching, man.
Look, the pitching in itself. You can't really control what really happened to the Cubs because we already knew. Well, yes, you can in a way, right?
Not really. Well, in a way, because they were supposed to have a good starting lineup. They had like
they were. I'm not denying that. No, you're absolutely right. But again, you weren't expecting Cade Horton to go down with Tommy John, right?
No.
Shota actually has been the better pitcher, right? Jameson Taillon, we already know what he was. He hasn't been effective, right? We all thought that Justin Steele was going to be that guy, right? Coming, or at least coming back. Justin Steele was supposed to come back, right? Edward Cabrera has been consistent good, right?
Okay.
Matthew Boyd going down.
Matt Boyd, that hurt too.
Again, you can't control that. That's what I'm saying. That's the part you cannot control for the Chicago Cubs is the injuries.
Right, just with all those injuries, you just knew the fall was coming though. Like they could hang on for so long.
Yeah.
And even then, on top of that, Jose, like everybody that's been coming in, other than Jordan Wicks yesterday, Jose, like they're still pitching pretty good. They're still pitching pretty okay. Offensively, there is no answer. Offensively, they can't score runs. They can't get hits. Home runs are coming at very minimal, right? They're making these errors mentally on the base path because they're on a skid. They're on a 10-game losing streak, or we're on a 10-game losing streak, or 9-game losing streak. It's fine and dandy, and you know who you are when you find who you are when you're losing. When you're winning, it is what it is. But the big picture of all of this is that honestly, there's no heavy hitters for the Cubs. Like you can't rely on boppers anywhere from anyone, other than Seiya Suzuki. And there's no
he
one
seems
in that
to be
lineup.
the only consistent
one.
Him and Nico Horner.
But even then, CP, it's just it's still like you look at the White Sox, and I'm only putting the White Sox because we're having this conversation, and I didn't think we're going to have this conversation into this podcast. But bro, you look at Murakami, you look at Colson Montgomery, you look at what's the other big dude that they got, like
Miguel Vargas.
You got dudes that look like they could slug, right? The Cubs don't have that.
Yeah, they slugging their ass off.
And the Cubs don't have that. I mean, the only big boy that they have is Mo Baller, and he hardly even plays because for some reason Craig Counsell just, I don't know for what reason, doesn't want to shake up things up. Seiya Suzuki's can't hit. I've been telling you guys that we needed to get a right fielder because I don't trust Seiya Suzuki in right field because somehow, some way they focus him, bro.
I think to be fair, they were just fine offensively. Once these injuries started piling up, you started to see this team deflate a lot.
But
I think the morale isn't there. I blame a lot of coaching. I mean, can Craig Counsell be really the guy? I hear what you're saying, but I think them losing all those arms. Like we named a lot of arms that are not pitching right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of arms, bro.
It's a lot.
You're putting way too much pressure on the offense to deliver every single night.
Way too much pressure on the offense. Like we're still seventh in runs. We're not horrible, but our ERA we're 19th in the league right now.
They just put up 10 runs today. Like I said, the offense
and you're gonna have spurts, you're gonna have spurts like that, but you need the pitching to be alive throughout the whole year. And now you're dipping into like you said it yourself. Some of these guys have been decent. Imagine if we had a full starting lineup. Imagine if even the games work where we're not hitting as much. Defensively, we should still be in games because our pitching should be just as good, and it isn't.
Our defense is holding up. Our defense is great, but I'm
talking about pitching.
Oh, pitching wise, but even then, so everybody on the pitching staff, they're still over exceeding their expectations simply because of the roles that they put in because of the injuries that have been created. Like we were supposed to have Justin Steele back somewhere around this time, probably even around July. We probably won't even see him until the later half of the second half of the season, right? We weren't expecting Cade Horton. Like it's like the injuries of the pitching staff kind of showed the flaws of the offense on what this team really is and what they aren't. And what they aren't is a slugging team. And in today's game in baseball, you need sluggers. You need to hit the ball out of the park. And I know Wrigley sometimes has that time where you could be Kyle Schwarber and you could hit a deep fly ball and it comes right back. And I get that. But that's only in Wrigley. But nowhere else outside of Wrigley has that type of effect. But even then, so there's nobody that could just make a difference with one swing at the bat anytime he approaches up to the plate. Because when you have players that are struggling, like PCA, like
Yeah,
Seiya,
PCA was really supposed to be that guy.
right, like Alex Bregman, like players like that I've mentioned, like the big players, the big name players, like they don't slug, they don't hit, they're just nice, hard hit double singles guys. There's nobody that can lift the team and like actually have multiple runs coming in.
That I agree with. When you look at the White Sox, when Murakami comes up, you just know. You like he has the aura. You're like, fuck, he's gonna hit a bomb here. You don't have that on the Cubs. That I could agree with, but it doesn't mean offensive is the big issue. They're still third in on base percentage.
Offense is not what's holding the Cubs back.
Offense isn't terrible. 18th in batting average, third on base percentage. You're still 7th in runs, 11th in home runs. Your slugging percentage, yes, you're middle of the pack. But I just think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think it's a combination.
Bro, they have 15 hits and the game isn't even over. Like, I don't like the Cubs' offense is like it comes and goes, obviously, but for the most part, it's been there all year. It's just when you have as many pitching injuries as they have, it's hard for you to like come from that. Like a lot of these other teams, they got like injured players and stuff, but they pitch and be holding them down.
You got to remember, we had 2 10-game winning streaks. We're on our first 10-game losing streak that just got snapped today. So I hear what you're saying. We're still 29 and 26. They can go on another 10-game winning streak, and then we'll be like, okay, the Cup, and a lot of that will be because of their offense, because of how good they can be. It's just they're not consistent enough. If we had starting pitching, we'd be fine, but we don't.
But now we have to rely on the Brewers faltering. Now
that's not happening,
and that's not happening anytime soon. And that's the thing, like. You're right. We got them. So we got not one, but 2 10-game winning streak. But it just felt like even with those 2 10-game winning streaks, we never really gained that much ground on anybody else. Bro, we went from being first to being dead last, being 5.5 games behind. And the only highest peak that we had on our games or advantage when we were in first place was only 3 games.
But that has more to say about the teams in our division who have been playing good. It has nothing to do with 100%.
But I'm just saying, like this type of stretch should probably show management, Jed Hoyer and Tom Ricketts, even though they did what they needed to do and put money and invest in this team, but they should see like, hey, we're missing one key flaw to this team that could change the trajectory of everybody. And if it's not being done by the trade deadline, then I don't know. This season once again will be a wash for the Chicago Cubs.
Well, the thing is, it's already looking dire because I hear you as far as like you need that Murakami type of bat in your lineup, but you're already down so many pitchers that aren't coming back this season. And
I know,
like you can't give up so much.
You got to pick one or the other.
You got to pick one or the other. And the Cubs are in a position where this. I don't want to say the season's over. But it looks grim.
It might as well be. If none of these guys basically coming back to like August, September, like by the time they come back, you're gonna be where?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like by then, it's like you got like you said, you got to pick a lane. Like you either got to invest in the pitching that you should have had, but if you don't because of injuries, or you get that big bat like Eric wants. And I agree with that. We need a big bat like that, but it's like we don't have the luxury. We can't afford it right now. Not because not financially, but more so because of. We need pitching.
It's funny that as soon as you say that Eric Murakami hits a home run, that's hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need that aura type of player, man. I can't line up.
Yeah, no, those motherfuckers are interesting. They're fun. They're fun to hear. They're fun to read. They're interesting to even put somewhat of a half an eye on them to know like they mean business and they mean business.
And it's fun because you don't expect it. Like when those years when you had the White Sox with Tony La Russa and you're like, oh, they could win the division, they could do this and that. Those like for us Cubs, we hated those teams. You're like, man, fuck them. But when you're looking at this White Sox team, you're like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Still fuck them, right? But it's actually pretty cool because this is something you don't expect.
No, definitely not. Like everybody was just hoping that they just get to 70 wins. It looks like they might even get 80. Fuck, they might even mess around and win the AL Central. How bad that AL Central really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, best of both worlds.
These young guys look really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. And the pitchers there, Davis Martin, one of the top guys in ERA.
Yeah. Who's more closer to get Tarik Skubal, the Cubs or the Sox?
Who's more what?
more likely to get Tarek Skubal, the Cubs or the Sox?
Definitely the Cubs. That's definitely the type of move the Cubs would make.
That's the move the Cubs would do. Yeah, I agree.
That's the move that the Cubs should do.
White Sox are investing in their young guys right now. They're not trying to give up. No.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. I don't think they should. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be buyers at the trade deadline.
Given the opportunity that you have when you're just only half a game or 2.5 games behind first place, and same in the AL Central and a few games out of the wild card, it's those type of moves that it's and this is going to be the key for the Chicago White Sox to the trade deadline.
Eric, they're not going to win a championship,
dude.
You don't hear you that move when you're ready to compete.
No,
right?
No,
I'm with you, Jose.
No.
And that's not me hating. That's not me hating.
No,
that's just
he's right. He's right.
Look, guys, this is the type of move where you get your fan base back or you lose them. If you're just right there at the cusp of winning the Central and the wild card,
that's Cubs type of thinking, bro. We can't think like that.
I agree.
You forget we almost set the record for the most losses in bro.
I hear you. I hear you guys.
I agree with you. You can't do that.
I hear
we
you
are
guys.
not touching the Rays. We are not touching the Yankees. We're not touching none of those top AL teams.
It's all fine and dandy, but I'm just saying, you guys have the opportunity to make something more memorable than it already is right now in making a
build on what we have. And if you want to address those type of things, you address it in free agency. I'd rather you do that, but do not go into this trade deadline thinking, "Hey, we're like 2 games out of the wild card. We can make something happen." No, you can't. No, that's how you restart a downfall.
It's a frugal fan base to where they feel like they want to feel somewhat important, and a team that's so young and up and coming can just make that one small move to take them over to the level to get that experience for these young players. I would do that, but
bro, I've been to a Sox game the last 2 weeks. I went to the Sox game about 2 weeks ago. Trust me, people are happy with what they're seeing, bro. They not putting pressure on Jerry to go out there and make some crazy moves because they think we might have a shot at a AL playoff spot or making some noise in the AL. No, we're about a couple of years away from that.
Okay. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube. Guys, thank you very much for joining CP. As always, thank you very much. Before I leave, I really have to make this this is the last thing, man. I'm more excited than anything. My boys play the final on Saturday. It sucks that it's 11 a.m., but it is what it is. I am up and early. You guys are more than welcome to come over and have some drinks.
What's wrong with 11 a.m.? Or you can't do 11 a.m.?
Well, normally a normal final would be around 1 o'clock. I know it's only 2 hours, but still 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you get your day, whatever you need to do your morning, and then you go to the pubs and you're ready to drink your ass off, right? 11 o'clock, right. For some odd reason, that's the thing that they got, whatever. This to me is just the little cherry on top of my ice cream, my championship ice cream sundae. This to me is just if you win it, it's fucking amazing. First Champions League title in club history. You've gotten it so far, but I think the main goal for me was winning the Premier League, and I already got that, and I won that, and I saw that with tears in my eyes on Sunday. I literally saw my team lift the trophy for the first time in 22 years, and the first time since I became a fan. So being in the Champions League final, this is just a bonus. This is literally a bonus for me. The way I approach this game, or the way how I feel this game is just basically it's their weakness. They're facing their strength. So offensively, PSG's strength is there. Defensively, that's Arsenal's strength. So you got strength versus strength, where in the middle is going to be the key of the game. I don't want to bore you too much on tactics and starting lineups and stuff like that, but whoever dominates that middle for majority of the game probably will come up as the winner. Arsenal, the last couple of weeks, where they have with Marcus Lewis-Skelly, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard in the middle, I think that they've been more direct in that aspect. And right now, I definitely do feel like they're going to be a little bit more free-flowing, playing a little bit more loose, because they already accomplished what they really wanted to accomplish and win the Prem. Am I worried a little bit because PSG fucking amazing going up front with João Neves, with Hakimi, with fucking Vitinha in the middle, and then obviously you got Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Doué, from right to left. That's a scary up front. My heart in my soccer mind, really do believe that the Arsenal can win 1-0 in the most boring aspect of a game.
They could. I really do believe that. Yeah,
I really do believe that.
Like, I'm not saying it's closer than you. It's closer than you think.
I agree. I give Arsenal credit. Like, they 100% have a shot. I think it's 50-50. I do. The only reason why I say more PSG is because they won it last year. They have the experience. A lot of those players know what they're doing. You know, but Eric, don't sell yourself short, man. This should be big. Champions League is bigger than the Premier League. And if you're able to pull this off, Arsenal, by far, this 2026 team could be one of the best teams in a very long time because of what they could accomplish winning the Premier League. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I think I do think it's a lot closer than anybody else might think it is. I think
I know, and I keep hearing a lot of 3-1s, a lot of 3-2s, like a lot of high scoring goals. But the one thing that Arsenal don't give up is goals. And the one thing Arsenal sometimes can't really do is score more than one goal, right? And to me, I think that if the game plan is right, and obviously we saw PSG a couple weeks ago against Bayern that they can actually sit back and lock down and play some decent defense to a much better side than Arsenal. I really do believe that Bayern Munich is a much better side than Arsenal. Fortunately for me that they were playing in the semifinal instead of the final, but even then, so like I really do feel like it is a lot closer. I do believe it's Arsenal 1-0. Do I see it 1-1? I definitely could, because PSG, I got to give credit where credit is due. PSG can go out on the attack and get you on the counter, and that's the one thing that scares me about PSG at times, because Arsenal can leave themselves a little bit vulnerable in the back sometimes, and that team is just deadly from those three players alone, including Vitinha in the middle. So the Arsenal 1-0, and boy, would I be celebrating my ass off. I'll be drunk by 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. You will see me celebrating. You guys, like I said, are more than welcome to hop over here to the house. I'll probably have the game out in the garage. I will be loud as fuck, waking up neighbors at 11 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I'm not saying, because they only got PSG favor like minus 136 or something.
Minimal.
It's literally.
It's right
literally
there.
Right there.
It's right there.
At the end of the day, and I know there's a lot of haters out there in the world that are Arsenal haters simply because of what the online.
I was going to ask that. Why does everyone hate Arsenal so much?
Like, in Jose's mind, with me, I think I'm more annoying simply because of my personal opinion. But I can kind of see why, deep in the football world, why people do hate Arsenal the way they do, simply because like there are some Arsenal fans that are like taking it a little bit over the top. They don't really use their ball knowledge, how we like to call it, their soccer knowledge most of the time.
It can't be any worse than Knicks fans.
Dude, they rate. I'm talking about. I've seen Arsenal fans rate players better than some of the legends. This current squad, and I'm just like,
more Arteta. I see a lot of Arsenal fans being like, "Oh, Arteta, their coaches." Is like the best coach and blah 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 since blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, chill, bro. Like, I get like Arsenal were for a number of years were like the Dallas Cowboys when the Cowboys were good, where they would be really good in the regular season and then choke at the end,
the playoffs or choke at the big game.
And this is not me being hater. This is just trying to give you a comparison. And so Arsenal fans will get a lot of shit because of it, right? And for me, like, I only hate on it because of Eric. You know how we are. We gotta talk. We gotta talk
right.
shit. We gotta talk shit. But
no, I hear it all the time, bro. Like people literally spit when I say the word Arsenal. I'll be like, damn.
Look, I mean, there's some of us like myself that I can literally talk to it like in a calm mind, in a calm settings, and talk sports and talk soccer the way I was supposed to be.
You are the first one I've met that's like actually like don't be on his high horse when it comes to Arsenal. Like you're pretty steady.
No, you're not in the group chat.
I'm sure. Like, I know Jose. I know he probably be going crazy. But like the Arsenal fans I be running into at the gym, bro, like they are assholes, bro.
You're getting humble, Eric. You're getting humble, Eric, because he just won the Premier League last year when it was Liverpool and Arsenal neck and neck. He would talk so much shit, bro. Yeah, even before Arsenal won this year, we were back and forth talking mad shit. He is not on his. He's always on his high horse when it comes to Arsenal.
I am right. But honestly, like right now, like, dude, all last week, all the videos that I repost and I sent to them literally was just all Arsenal, this and that. But like the atmosphere, like I saw myself because I went there like last year. Was it last year? Last year, February. So like all the settings that were around when they won the championship, bro. Like I kind of envisioned myself there because I was literally there.
You were there?
I was there, yeah, when I went to London last year. Yeah. Okay. And like being around that setting and posting like everything out with the Armory, the gift shop store, and being the party and everywhere just around that vicinity, bro. Like close my eyes and I envision myself being at the party, bro. Like it's a very cool setting. And like, yeah, it brought me excitement, it brought me joy, right? But the thing is, and this is where I feel like you're gonna get a little bit what I'm about to show you. What Jose says, how annoying I am. Jose, you know, if Arteta wins on Saturday of the Champions League, he matches your best coach of all time, Jurgen Klopp, in almost every single category of trophy cabinets, bro. And that's the conversation that I'm telling you, like, I don't think you want to have, simply because it'll be one of each title that he has won outside of the Carabao Cup. And he matches Jurgen Klopp's 8-year career as Liverpool manager, my guy. You do not want that, because I would definitely say Arteta is better than Jurgen Klopp in that rock and roll era.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
Because it's it. But again, humble feet. My 10 toes are to the ground. To the Arsenal 1-0. And bro, for the sake of everybody, you do not want Arsenal to win the Champions League, because I will be that annoying fan for real at the end of the day.
You're gonna be screaming through the streets. I'm gonna hear it all the way down from EC.
2-1 PSG.
I could kind of see that too, low key.
I dropped 50 on Arsenal.
I can see any scoreline.
I'm with you, Eric.
Thank you. I appreciate the love and support. I will keep my money in my pocket for that game. I will stay away because my emotions will be way to the roof. Like, honestly, CP, like Arsenal winning the Premier League on Sunday, you're gonna think. I mean, you might believe me, you may not, but it was better than me going to the Bears-Packers playoff game this past year.
That's wild.
I could believe it.
Yeah. With them winning the Champions League, boy, stop.
Trust me, I see how passionate you are about them.
It's top. CP, thank you again for joining us today in this episode. Hopefully you join us again next week. We will be live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock here on Facebook and on YouTube. Guys, also special announcement, the Soccer Podcast is coming back live next week, 6:30, Tuesdays and Thursday. Get into the World Cup, everything transfer rumors about soccer. I'm having lineup.
The World Cup does start in a few weeks, doesn't it?
June
11th. Mexico, 2 o'clock. Mexico's
I just thought about
South
it.
Africa. I will be.
What pool are we in? Let me.
We got Uruguay.
Your group C, I believe the United States are in.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to play. They got to go against Paraguay. Okay.
Yeah, CP, or you could do. Join me every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 here on.
I will. I'll join you on one of those days, Eric. Maybe Tuesday.
I will be here. I'll talk about every single group of the World Cup for those 2 podcast shows right before the show starts, and right before the World Cup starts. Draw on the 11th, or the World Cup starts on the 11th, and we'll have a post-game show of the first game of the World Cup that June 11th against Mexico against South Africa. Have big things for the Soccer Podcast. I will continue it throughout the year. Post a lot of videos on it. Go into the season, stuff like that. So I hope you guys join me. Same thing. It'll be on the Windy City Rundown page up until maybe hopefully I create a whole YouTube page for it. I don't know. Might keep it the same. I don't know. I'll see. I'll think about it. Other than that, thank you very much. As always, like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. 500 subscribers before the season starts. We greatly appreciate it. Like and share on your Facebook page for all our shows here and there. Follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. You know it. CP, thank you very much. Jose, I will see you Friday or Saturday if you want to come over and drink at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Friday? What are we doing Friday?
I don't know. I'll see you at work. We work together.
Oh,
what?
You're right. I'm off tomorrow.
You're right. As always, thank you, Jose. We appreciate it. I am Eric. That is Jose. That is CP. We'll see you guys next week at 7. As always, Jose, hit that outro.